Need something fast, reliable, both, neither? We've got all sorts of bike parts just for you, Glider. Power in town is down. Pays to have a quick ride out right now. Lots of folks are looking to head out if things don't get back to normal soon. Take care. The whole of Eccria is on edge. Not good for business, I tell ya. Even my regulars aren't coming now. There's been a bit of a ruckus around the power supply in town. There ain't none. Rumors of all sorts going around. Maybe it was the merchants in the market. Maybe it was an outsider. I'm sure the townies would love to blame us, Sarai. Luckily, outsider business for fruit is still going. A bit slower, but Sarai don't have to worry too much about power out here. Goodbye. Oh no, what am I going to do? They've lost power in town. The merchants have started hiking their prices, and now I can't afford my tea. Garay is a climber in Eccria. He smells awful, and his mask is about to fall off. You, Glider. My name is Maze. I have a problem, and I wonder if you could help me. He has a voice like burnished steel, despite the softness he tries to inject into his entreaty. The tone of a man more used to orders than requests. I gesture for him to continue. I can at least hear him out. It's my son. He sighs. He's being held by the Ecrian guard. They call him tampering with the water supply. He puts up a hand to reassure me before I can speak any doubt. He was only trying to tap the supply, not taint it. He aimed to bring us a better source of water, one that would benefit us immensely. By Ecrian law, this is illegal, yes, but if we followed the Ecrian law, we would all die of thirst waiting on some functionary to make the slightest effort. He sighs and crosses his arms, taking a step back. It is hard to tell if he's already defeated or just trying to tamp down some rising hope. I won't work to convince you. If it sounds like too much, I understand. But someone needs to stand against this. And for several reasons, it cannot be me. Not this time. Can you help? I'm not sure what I expect, but the solemn nod I receive catches me off guard. He steps closer to me and places a hand on my shoulder. There's something else. Something you must know, and that I hope will not break the bond we've made. Have you ever heard of the Shade of Eccria? The Shade of Eccria, a hero of the people. and a bane to those who would subjugate them. Dark as night itself, smooth as black silk, and fueled by the flames of vengeance. A legend in this wretched city. Though to ask the guard, or those who line their pockets, the shade is a menace and a smuggler. I ask what he thinks. I think he was a man doing his best to right the wrongs of the powerful, but I might be biased. I am the shade of Eccria. I barely have time to look impressed before he adds, and for today, so are you. What? When I retired, I hid the mask of the shade, but even though the shade was gone, the rumor, the legend persisted. My glider could not convince the guards to free my son, but the shade, oh, at the mere sight of him, they are liable to give you whatever you want. Mace points at a marking on a nearby wall. You see this? Head to the town gate and look for this symbol. It will lead you to the mask. Collect the mask and return to me. Then we stage the rescue. Farewell, glider. The guard towers over me. I can't tell if I've somehow committed some kind of transgression as he looks me over. He seems to be contemplating a decision of some sort and mutters something unintelligible under his breath. He seems to refocus as I speak, as if remembering that I am a living being. You'll do. I have something in mind for you. Let's make good use of you. Me? I ask him how. Well, you're a glider. By your very nature an outsider. You belong to nothing and to no one. Therefore, you are capable of an uncommon objectivity. I wonder if I should share my parade of popular, unpopular, or deeply subjective opinion, but decide to spare him. He seems to have much more to say. My name is Sandip, and I'm in the middle of a very serious investigation. There are a few I can trust. You may have noticed that we find ourselves without power, yes? It's no accident. Someone stole the power core from out of that atomic heart, and the perpetrator eludes me still. I thought perhaps you might be able to help me solve this crime and bring the thief to justice. I've already begun to picture myself darting in and out of the shadows, tracking the elusive power thief throughout the city. In my mind, I am swiftness and smoke, a creature of cunning and dexterity. Then Sandip hands me a rusted heap. This is an old power core. Scrap, really. But if you bring this to the machinist for me, he can fix it, and we can get this town going again. But while you're out there, I want you to ask if he has any idea who might want to steal something like this, and why. I'd ask myself, but... You get it. I see I've made the right choice. Report back when you've taken care of this, yes? I'll be waiting. I say goodbye to Stand-Up. This is a disaster. No power means no filtered water. The oasis water isn't clean enough to drink on its own. You have to do something. The power's been off for days. When will we get drinking water back? Useless. Completely useless. How did we end up in a position where almost everything we rely on comes to a complete halt? Who did this? Have you found out who it was yet? Are we under attack? Everyone, please remain calm. We're doing all we can to restore the power to Eccria. I quite like it when the power is off. There's a sense of peacefulness to it. The doctor looks concerned and frustrated. This power cut, all of our medical equipment, prosthetic alignment, artificial wounds, is all going to run out of power very soon. If the energy doesn't come back on, those useless guards and machinists. Any cuts to spare? Anything would be appreciated, Glider. I hear the guard murmuring about pomegranate to himself as I approach. When he notices me, he clambers up and stands to attention. Can I help you? Eccria is a very important person. If I'm going to let a bothersome glider interrupt her day, it better be worth my while. The guard seems to perk up at the mention of the word. Yes, have you tried one? They sell them in the Sarai, outside of town. They're unbelievable, magical. Each seed a burst of watery coolness. He continues to espouse his clear obsession with the fruit, and I notice my own mouth salivating a little. Hamza is the machinist in Eccria. He's busy tidying up the workshop. It looks like someone has ransacked the place. What can I do for you, Glider? Hamza explained that this happened a few nights ago. He got no idea who did it. Could this be related to the power going out? He seems more resigned than concerned about having his workshop ransacked and indicates that he doesn't know who or why someone would do such a thing. I'm not sure if I'm convinced by his ignorance, but I let it go. Anything else I can help you with? What do you want to ask? I was in the workshop sleeping. Get most of my sleep there lately, if I'm being honest. He shrugs. That being the case, though, I didn't notice anything was wrong. I asked why not. Because I'm a machinist, is why. Not one of us, no matter how different we may seem, would never be caught dead without a backup generator. So I had a few hours good rest before I caught wise. I nod, accepting his answer. What do I want to ask? He crosses his arms and looks down, thinking on it. Power is the lifeblood of everything we do as machinists. And our work exists to uplift the past and secure the future. Power supports the machines, and machines are bound to the people. I nod, listening. If you want to take the power from the people, then you wish to make people powerless. He looks sad at this. So I think you'll be looking for someone who cares little for the common person. If I had to say, he touches a hand to his chin. Eccria, the merchant. I tell him I'm listening, and he shuffles his feet, getting closer to me. His voice lowers to a low rumble. Eccria in her horrendous town. The markets are their locus of control, and they've got their claws in the food stocks. Now imagine, if you will, what happens when the power goes down. All of a sudden, folks are stockpiling food, and Eccria and all in her lot are hiking up the prices, and there's not a damn thing any of the rest of us can do. You should look into Eccria. You'll find her weaving her web of corruption from above the beetle market across the bridge. You'll have to persuade her guard to let you pass, though. I add Eccria, the merchant, to my list of suspects. Anything else I can help you with? Hamza smirks, but his expression is warm. They've got you running errands, eh? Yes, that'll happen to gliders. Suppose folks see them as having that sort of directionless liberty. That means you aren't interrupting anything if you ask that they fetch something for you. I'll drop this thing off to Sandip when it's good and ready. Anything else I can help you with? I meet a chime maker called Ayan. Oh, you have the husk that Ifea promised me. Here's a little something for your trouble. Farewell, glider. Ayan says hello. We chat about Ayan's work. Farewell, glider. I make the best glass this side of the sea split. Well, normally I do, at least. The power cut has put my workshop completely out of commission. I need my furnace to work. It's not like casting little pots in sand. I've got a terrible backlog of orders already. Bike parts, ships, pots, architecture, you name it. The power being off means a lot of business has stopped completely, but some market traders seem to have been able to take advantage of the situation. Deliveries have been busier than ever. Eccria and her kind always seems to know how to squeeze blood from a stone, but this feels like things have worked out too well for them. Maybe don't tell anyone I said that. This is Rita, the owner of the Overhang Cafe. I don't think I'll be much help for your investigation. Whatever reason, it's been terrible for business. I could ask more questions. Same place I am every day, here, in the cafe. There's people coming and going every day in this town. Could be anyone. Farewell, Glider. I should probably check back in with Sandip to see if the new power core is ready.